All right, everyone. Welcome to day 3 or 2, depending on when you got here, of NVIDIA GTC here at the Vultr booth. My name is Andrea Kinnison DiMartino. I'm a content marketing specialist here with Vultr. And today we are going to be holding a panel, a LinkedIn Live, on how AI is advancing healthcare. And here are 3 panelists. If y'all would like to go down the row and introduce yourselves and let us know what you're working on right now.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm Dirk van Hijfte. I'm the CTO of immunoprecise antibodies, so we are in the area of antibody development. But I've also a medical background. I'm a psychiatrist and did my PhD also in medical artificial intelligence already a long time ago. But what my passion always was, and also starting at my PhD, is how you can combine clinical knowledge, psychopharmacological knowledge, and put that in a framework and together. Because that's what you also see. If nowadays you want to develop, for instance, antibodies, you have to integrate different type of knowledge. So I was already motivated, and my passion was in that way. And so when I finished my PhD, I said, yeah, okay, but in textual data, in unstructured data, yeah, you have a massive amount of information, and we need to extract that.
Yep.
So is there a way, how can we extract that information? And we found a way to do that by analyzing unstructured information, and immediately I find the concepts, the meaningful word groups, and the relationship between these meaningful word groups. And especially in healthcare, you see that there are some massive words, and then it makes really a difference if I talk about a dopamine, or a dopamine receptor, or a dopamine receptor antagonist, because that's a drug. So you really need to grasp that. And we found a way to extract concept relation, concept patterns, so predicates, the way that we as human beings also reasoning on that. And so I was very motivated to work on this technology, and I set up a company. And then at some point, by looking also at DNA, RNA, and amino acids, there are long sequences, but there are no white spaces. There are no words in that information.
Yeah.
And at some point, I found a way also to grasp the words out of this amino acid and DNA and RNA amino acid, and I call them the HIFT patterns. And I said, I need to do something with this technology. And so that's why I started now in working with antibody development. So that's a little bit the story, and that's why also the motivation as a clinician, but also starting in antibody development. And why is it also important to have a biological point of view to AI and not the other way around, so that we also keep in mind how complex biology is.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Preach. Agreed.
Thanks.
So I'm Terry Damiba. I'm a developer advocate at Qdrant, and I used to be a data scientist at the Department of Homeland Security. So I used to look at tax forms and extract the information from those tax forms and then build models to try to predict how adjudicators should adjudicate on that case. Now I'm helping Qdrant with medical data, and you can imagine how medical data is just as messy and complicated as the data that you need when you're dealing with the government. So you might be dealing with a research data set that has text, images, maybe even video, maybe even some sound, and there's tons of different collections, a lot of disparate data, and like he mentioned, the vocabulary is huge, right?
Yep.
So what Qdrant is able to do is take all that unstructured data and help you get insights from it. So we're working with Vultr to power that GPU, and we also do have GPU indexing. That's a new feature that we just released, so make sure you go to Qdrant, check it out. But Vultr helps us power that process, so when we're dealing with those complex, unstructured, complicated data sets, we can deal with all the multimodalities, we can still search, recommend, anomaly detection. And what does that actually look like? Well, we have a demo actually that we're showing at the booth for skin cancer detection. So you can imagine a tool that would help professionals in the medical space determine whether or not people have cancer. So similar to the work I was doing at the government for adjudicators, now at Qdrant we're doing that work for doctors. So we're giving them tools to make their work easier and make them work faster, help more people by using AI. And the important thing to keep in mind here is when you're using Vultr and Qdrant together, you're going to have complete data privacy, complete data sovereignty. Nothing is getting in and out except for telemetry data giving you information about your cluster health. So all your medical data, legal, government, whatever it is, Qdrant can handle it, and we're working with these medical corporations like Johnson & Johnson, Merck, et cetera, to come up with solutions for things like medical research, diagnosis, anomaly detection, search, Q&A, chatbots over treatments. So that's why we're excited to be here. Really excited for the panel. Thank you.
And also the fact with unstructured information, so that's really a link. So it's very exciting. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And hi, my name's John Theobald. I'm a technical solution specialist with NetApp. I've been with the company for 15 years. Technical solution specialist focuses on helping customers deliver business outcomes with their AI initiatives. So I work closely with partners, with companies like Vultr, companies like NVIDIA, our channel partners that deliver our storage products. So we mainly focus on storing, managing, protecting, and moving data that data scientists and businesses require in their AI initiatives, and that's what my primary focus is on. It's an extension in the enterprise with large corporations like Johnson & Johnson, Merck, others in the medical field that they protect their data, get it where it needs to be in terms of vector databases, et cetera. We help store and manage those. So that's what I do.
Beautiful. And yeah, I'm seeing this common link between all three of us.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that you're paying attention to your data, right? So make sure you're paying attention to your data.
Indeed, and also to make it AI ready. I think that's the whole thing. So
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it's a mess.
Quality data gets you better results.
Yeah, that's what Jensen was talking about in the keynote, how the data management systems are going to need to change for these AI applications because the dimensionality of the data is completely going through the roof. So excited for it.
Yeah, and also to bring structure in that unstructured information.
Absolutely.
It's also to reduce the noise. Because, well, we are here and a massive amount of computing, but there are limits.
Absolutely.
And so if you can reduce to the essential information, then we will move forward.
Exactly.
So,
that's essentially what that vectorization brings, is that structure to that unstructured data.
Yeah. And powered by Vultr, so it can go fast.
Yeah, indeed. So,
Thank you for that. All right, in case you're just joining us, we are here with experts from IPA Therapeutics, Qdrant, and NetApp, and we are discussing AI innovation in healthcare. So, what is the most exciting announcement y'all have heard at GTC, specifically involving healthcare?
Well, yeah, the massive amount of compute power that you can have, and really the merge of AI and biology. And I see also here quite a lot of demonstrations about this. And it opens new avenues. So,
Yeah, I think what's really exciting is the software that's coming out along with the hardware. The DeepSeek models that were released not too long ago were actually trained on NVIDIA GPUs that were almost 8 years old. So having that software that can catch up to the new hardware so that we can actually take advantage of the power is what's really exciting for me.
Yeah, I think it's just really interesting the efforts that are being undertaken in terms of healthcare, genomics in particular. I just came from a session before coming here that was all about genomics, and the advancements and the amount of data that is being exposed to derive insights into our bodies and our diseases is just astounding.
Absolutely.
And we are really in the beginning of this journey.
Only in the beginning.
Only in the beginning. It's going to get really exciting. What do you think might be coming in the future?
Well, I think, having more insight and also to make your therapy personal, so personal medicine. And so just tune that, and especially, like in the genomics, cancer and so on, it's really important that you can really tune, say, for that specific tumor, for that specific patient, with this group of medication. That is what the way I want to move forward. And having a massive, not only data, but also historical data. And based on this historical data, that you can tune the therapy. I think that's a key thing.
Personalization, I think, is going to be huge, right?
Yep.
Like, you're going to have a personalized medicine treatment. You're going to have a personalized diet, personalized workout plan. This one size fits all. It's a thing of the past.
I'm here for it. What are some of the key infrastructure challenges in scaling AI for healthcare applications and for y'all?
Oh, wow. Some of the key challenges is just getting the data understanding what data you actually have in order to deliver on AI. A lot of data scientists, a lot of organizations have data strewn about their companies in data silos, as we like to call them, and bringing that data, bubbling that data up, making it exposed so that the data scientists, the data engineers can bring that data to the AI. That's a huge challenge. That's what we focus on, helping to bring that about.
Very cool. And for me, I would say we still have bottlenecks in certain processes of Gen AI applications, whether that's agentic RAG or just a normal RAG system. And those bottlenecks are going to be in the embedding and the indexing. So finding ways to power that process, whether it's through something like a cloud-based GPU or through something like Qdrant that's built specifically for those processes, I think is really what's going to be exciting coming up next, because we might have the embedding models to look at things like pictures or even video, but if it's expensive and it's slow, it's not going to get the adoption that it needs. So making sure that everything's happening fast.
Yeah, and of course, like you said, the integration of different modalities of data, so sequential data, structural data, and functional data, that's a key thing. But also, and especially that's my passion also, is to look at the subsequence level, not the whole sequence. And that's a little bit the same as you do in text. You can look at full sequence or
like
parts
looking at
of
frames of a video
frames.
as opposed to the entire video.
Exactly. So yeah, that, and especially in drug development, it's really important to have a good understanding of maybe very small elements, because that will influence the whole process, or will induce the disease or whatever. And so that's a key thing. But also that means, that these long sequences, you have to bring them back to small patterns. That means an explosion of data again.
Exactly.
And then adding embeddings and making sure that the machinery is
and
working
making sure that you can handle that explosion, right?
Exactly.
Excellent. Well, how does access to powerful GPUs like, let's just say Vultr's B200, how is that changing AI-driven initiatives?
I can take that one to start. I would say just literally things that were not possible before this are now possible. So, for example, being able to look at a long, high-definition video and put that into vector space literally was not possible before we had these GPUs. Now that they are available, we can use these powerful distillation models or other techniques to now actually embed this kind of data. So we're literally opening up new avenues for AI.
Yeah. And that's an interesting point. Well, I was thinking during your explanation here. So your background is on text analytics. And then, of course, you see in the history, first of all, when you want to understand, between quotes, text was with ontologies and with dictionaries. So you did the mapping. But of course, that had its limitations. And now with all these embeddings, you can start finding similar concepts and elements, and that's also opens, especially if you want to do text analytics, a huge opportunity. But again, the machinery needs to work and on that massive data.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think the tokenization of data, Jensen talked about that. Our GPUs, as fast as they are, as big as they are, they're not fast enough and they're not big enough. And it's going to continue to evolve. But it enables us at each step of the journey here to make progress and makes us yearn for that next level that we can get to.
Beautiful.
Excellent. I love all three of those answers. And what is your favorite, or what's one real-world example of AI improving healthcare outcomes today?
Oh, wow. I'll take a pass on that one. I'm not knowledgeable enough about that to give a solid answer.
No sweat.
My favorite would definitely be things that can augment the experience of doctors, whether that helps them treat more patients in the same time frame or treat patients with higher precision or accuracy. So, for example, a tool that allows them to upload a biopsy and get an AI analysis. It's not a definitive analysis, but it gives them a direction to go in, right? So these tools that are going to augment and help out our medical professionals, I think you're going to start to see a lot more of those.
Especially also in the area of antibody development. So it's not just looking at small molecules, because that's already quite common, but having the analysis on huge long sequences and see how that fits with
Yep.
human proteins. So that's
Yeah.
an interesting area.
And that's the
so-
stuff that wouldn't have been possible without these GPUs, right?
Exactly.
Literally,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Exact.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else y'all would like to add, or that you're looking forward to, either at the conference or just in the future of tech in general, especially in healthcare?
So Qdrant just released our GPU indexing. That's something we're super excited about. We're also very excited to announce that we are launching our platform for private cloud. It's already existing, but we want to make sure that everyone knows about it. So that's part of the reason that we're here, is to let everyone know that you can use Qdrant and Vultr, retain all of your data on-prem, data privacy, data sovereignty, SOC 2 compliant. We work with pharmaceutical, legal, medical, everything you need.
So NetApp's excited to announce that we certified our platform, our storage platform, for SuperPod with NVIDIA this year. That's actually our second platform for SuperPod, so we're very happy about that. And as far as what I'm looking forward to, I'm actually looking forward to next year as well.
Yeah.
This year is much bigger than it was last year, and
Yeah.
I think it's just Jensen's going to need a lot more land.
Right? Knock out one of those data centers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm very glad that we also can announce the use of our Lens AI platform with our HIF-based technology, with this index, and that you can really analyze massive data sets, and also the different pipelines that we have deployed on
that
our
flexibility.
platform. So yes, that's definitely like immunogenicity screening, optimization of these antibodies, humanization. So just name it. So all these functions are available on our Lens AI platform. Yeah.
Excellent.
I'll also quickly mention the Disney robot. If you haven't seen it, make sure you see it. That was crazy.
All right, adding it to my to-do list.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all so much for being here today. This
Yep.
was a real pleasure talking
We love
to
you,
all
Disney,
of
by the way. Thanks for being a client.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you for
Yes,
having us,
thank
Vultr.
you, Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Much appreciated.